In this first video, we will see where to download TWinSoft, the software to program TBox, how to install it, and how to start it up. First, let's go to the help desk where you can download TWinSoft. So you need to be registered to this help desk, and once you have been registered, you can log in and you access a support platform. According to your account, you can access different model of RTU. So you click on TBox, and once you are in the form, you can either enter an incident, you can either ask for a question, or you can even search for some information, and you have access to a knowledge base hosted by Confluence, in which we will find our softwares. So you have to log in again because it's another software. You use the same login as for Jira that you have used to access the help desk. And once you are in Confluence, you access different zones to download software or documents, to get technical articles, and to get the training. So the training is what we are going to discuss all along the videos. All the videos are available here. And there is also a document I will ask you to download because we use it sometimes in the video. But let's go to the download zone, software, TWinSoft setup. Then we have a dedicated page for the software release. We go here. We put our name. Note that you can also access the release notes with all the new features and fixes of the release. But let's click on the download button. Once we have downloaded both files, the guidelines and the setup, we execute the setup. Note that the first time you install TWinSoft on your machine, you need to be connected to internet because TWinSoft requires some prerequisite from Windows to run properly, so make sure that you are still connected to internet. Okay, setup is complete. Then we will start TWinSoft. Personally, I create a shortcut, so I just look for TWinSoft, open file location, and from there I just right click and create a shortcut. Let's start TWinSoft. When we start TWinSoft, we might see this message indicating that we have no TWinSoft license, and then TWinSoft then runs in evaluation. The software TWinSoft itself is not protected. It has no limitation. You can develop all the features for all model of TBox without any limitation. What is limited is the sending of program to TBox. When you have no license, the TBox will stop after 2 hours. Then you can send the program again and the TBox will run again for 2 hours. Now, there are two possibilities for license. The first one is the hardware license, which consists in a USB dongle you can put on any PC. The second possibility is a software license. It's a code linked to one PC. The license is unlimited in time, unlimited in number of TBox, unlimited in model of TBox. The tip of the day, I will not open it. And we are ready to start our first application. The wizard helps you in defining basic configuration for your project. The first item that is very important is to select which model of TBox you are going to program. TWinSoft is the unique software environment for all model of TBox. So if you are able to program an MS32 or an LT2 or whatever, you can program any model of TBox. This video will explain how to program a TBox MS, but it can the same video could be used for NLT2. Okay, I will not go in detail about all the window of the wizard, but it's very important we go until the end to make sure that we have selected the right model of TBox. Click next until the end. Okay, now we are ready for programming TBox. I will maximize this window. There are three types of menu for configuring TBox. The first one is the RTU properties, which allows to select features and options. Then the second type of menu are the list here, which are list of items. For instance, you have the list of tags, the list of SMTP server, the list of alarm recipient with SMS, mobile number with email addresses, the list of tags you want to record. And the third one concerns the process, so the PLC programming, which is done in the folder programs, in which you can add several programs. And there are two possible languages. The first one is ladder logic, so it's just a graphical language. You can insert objects that you associate to tags. And another language available is BASIC, which it's a text language. So it's based off if this, then. Okay. PLC programming will be discussed in another video, as a lot of features are already accessible through all those lists here. Let's delete this. This might make some problem later on. Let's take a look now into the RTU properties. So RTU properties are divided into several tabs. The first general tab gives you the possibility to change the name of your station. So I invite you to type your name. This name can be used, for instance, when sending an SMS. This name can be included into the SMS so that you know from which station and from which TBox the message comes from. Note that RTU type, which was selected with a wizard, it's the right model of TBox, and note that you cannot change it. So if you have made a mistake at this stage, you have to restart a new project and selecting the right model of TBox. Other information from this tab is the country where the TBox is located, and this information is taken from Windows. And you might have had some issues starting TWinSoft. You might have seen this message. I've just opened this training document, page 17. You might have seen this message starting TWinSoft indicating some Windows configuration is missing. And this configuration is used to select the country where the TBox is. I explain here where you should go to fix this problem. Otherwise, each time you start a new application, TWinSoft will pop up here to ask you to select a country. Time zone relates to timestamping of TBox. TBox records each data in UTC time. So it's a universal time. So wherever the TBox is in the world, its time reference is the same. It's UTC time. But when TBox generates data to send you report, to send you historical data, you want to make sure that you have the right timestamp, the timestamp corresponding to the place where TBox is installed. So TBox will recompute the timestamp based on the local time, so that we receive historical data with local time. Okay. Before we go further in configuration, we will send the program to TBox. We can do all the programming here offline without being connected to a TBox, but at the end of the day, if we want this program to run into TBox, we will have to send it to TBox. So we will have to connect to the TBox. TBox has several ways of communicating. If I open this guidelines document, TBox support RS-485, support RS-232, support Ethernet, support USB. So we will use the USB cabling, which is the easiest way. Nothing to configure in TBox, nothing to configure in PC. As far as TBox MS is concerned, you have 3 USB slots. You will use the one labeled PC. If you have a TBox LT2 or TG2, there is only one USB slot. That's the one that you will use. Okay, in TWinSoft itself, I have a main menu communication in which I can select the PC setup. So I will select on the PC which media I use. If I have a USB connection, I just check USB. And look at the bottom right, you have an indication of communication status. At the moment it is offline. When I click OK here, it should turn online with USB. Effectively, it is now online through USB and the access level is engineer. Let's take a look to the communication menu again. So we see now we have access to many more sub-menus, and one of them is RTU identification. In this menu we see data inside the TBox. So we see its name, we see which model of TBox we are connected to, we see which firmware is running inside. Yet we see the status of the program, and we see interesting information that it runs in evaluation mode. So it means last time the program was sent to TBox, there was no TWinSoft license, so the TBox will stop after 2 hours. It is still running now because I have sent the program less than 2 hours ago. Would it be in more than 2 hours, the program would be stopped, but I would still be able to communicate and I would still be able to reprogram the TBox. Okay, other information like different dates and times. Okay, now let's send this program to TBox. So before we send, we are going to save our application. So we go to File, Save As. I've created a video dedicated for the training. So I just type my name as application name, save. To send, I use this icon here, which will compile and send. The compilation is a conversion of a format in TWinSoft format into microprocessor format. The compilation can be done separately, just that we want to check the integrity of the program. And the result of compilation is available here in the bottom. You see we have a tab result. We can increase its size. And when we compile, we have here different information. We can have warning. And if there's something wrong in the program, we will have errors, and the program will not be able to be sent. So let's send the program. So I click on this icon here. So I have a send window here, and I see that the button yes to activate sending is not accessible. This is because of those options here related to security. We just want to draw attention on security feature because this becomes a very big concern. But of course you're not specially concerned, or you might not know at the moment what security factor you will implement. So you can of course send the program without having activated all those cybersecurity features. So that's why you have those options here. I understand my TBox is not secure. Remember my choice, so that you don't have to check this again and again. And we click yes, and we send the program to TBox. And remember that TWinSoft runs in evaluation mode, meaning the TBox will stop after 2 hours. But the TBox is still accessible, and you can send the program again. Do you want to send? Yes. And now TWinSoft is sending. This goes quite fast. The TBox is now restarting, and the communication needs to be restored with the PC. And when we communicate with the USB connection, well, when TBox restarts, the PC loses the USB connection, so the PC has to reactivate its USB connection, so that's why it takes some time. Okay, RTU is successfully updated. Let's now take a look to the RTU identification. What do I see? The name is now John. The TBox is running, but still in evaluation mode indeed, because I have no license. And the program has been sent, well, just a few seconds ago. Okay, this ends the first video. Following some questions about this first video. The question for this first video: you create an application for an MS-CPU32S2. In the RTU Properties tab General, you type your name as name of the station. Be careful, no space, no special characters, maximum 11 characters. You save the application. You establish a communication with TBox. You send the application to TBox. You go to RTU identification and you make a snapshot of the RTU identification in which we can see your name. You send the application by mail and you send the snapshot of the RTU identification by mail.